Hello to all of my creative DIY friends. We are diving into the full festive spirit of Christmas today. I'm showing you 50 not only easy and affordable, but also impressive DIYs that you can make for the holidays, for your home, for gifts, decor, and more. And like I said, we're keeping it affordable, so most of the items that you're going to find today are just in the aisles of Dollar Tree. Back again this year is a great assortment of bottle brush trees. Grab yourself some because there are a ton of different ways you can use them. I'm going to share some of those with you today. But if you don't see what you're looking for, grab white ones and a paint pen and you can actually just paint right over them or draw and color on them to change them into the color that you're wanting. It really is that easy and simple, and as you can see, I have a nice variety of colors here. So, of course, this is in my craft room. I keep it nice and bright and colorful in there, but you can use gold, you could use silver, you could use traditional green, you could use glitter. Get creative with this, grab some of those trees, make them your own. Bottle brush trees also make a great accessory to add to your Christmas gift wraps. So even just plain white bags or boxes, all you have to do is add some Christmas ribbon to them, tie a knot or a bow, and then tuck one of those bottle brush trees underneath the ribbon to hold it in place, and it just gussies it up. It gives it a little bit more of a Christmas feel. And here's a tip for you. So even though I have kind of gone a little bit crazy with my prints here, I've kept everything red and white and added those trees, and that's what's really brought this look together. I always love my beautiful gifts to look pretty underneath the Christmas tree. So this is just one of those simple ways to do it. Very, very affordable, finding those at Dollar Tree. Of all the bottle brush trees that Dollar Tree carries, these mini ones are my absolute favorite. They are so cute. Grab yourself a wood dowel, also from Dollar Tree, or you can get them from craft stores, Walmart. Cut them down to size so they're a little bit smaller. Hot glue one of these mini trees on top, and you just made yourself a custom drink stir for coffee and hot chocolate. Add it to your hot cocoa bar, or it's just cute to use with your morning coffee. Make it a festive morning. Why not? This is so easy to do. Look how cute these look, just set up in a little coffee mug. Adorable. Get creative, friends. We all love our coffee or hot cocoa. Maybe let me know down in the comments below. Are you team hot cocoa or are you team coffee? Another awesome idea using these mini bottle brush trees from Dollar Tree is also to grab some of these mini glass containers in the crafting section of Dollar Tree. We're going to take those bottles out, take the corks off the top, and then we're also going to take our mini bottle brush trees and cut the wood off the bottoms of those. So the wood is a little bit too big to fit down into the bottoms, so just snip those off. And to create some snow in the bottom of our jars, we are going to use some Epsom salts. Just sprinkle some into the bottom there, and then we're going to add our bottle brush tree. It may help to use a pair of tweezers for this so you can get it down into the bottom, push it down into the salt, and it looks like we have a little miniature Christmas tree in the snow in a little tiny bottle. These are cute to add to a tiered tray. You could add some string and even turn them into ornaments too. Who still loves the red trucks for Christmas? I know I do, and I actually found this cute little red truck at Dollar Tree during springtime in their little fairy garden section, so I put it away because I knew this would be perfect to add pumpkins to for fall, and of course, one of those little mini Christmas trees onto the back for Christmas time. So stinking adorable. You can use that truck, which took less than a minute to make, just hot gluing one of those trees onto the back. You can use it anywhere in your decor, or you can also grab out a wood slice, which I'm doing here. I did not have any white paint for some reason, so I used a paint pen here to add some snow to this wood slice, hot glued my truck down, and added a couple more of those bottle brush trees to the back to make a little scene. This is such an easy way to elevate the look of your bottle brush tree. So these are candle cups. I will link some of these down in the description box below for you to make it easier for you to find, as I'm going to be using a ton of crafts and craft items that I found on Amazon. So I'll make sure to link those all down below for you. I love Amazon, and it's just easy whenever all the craft supplies show up at your front door. Am I right? Yeah, it gets you crafting quicker. So all I'm doing is taking that candle cup and taking the bottom of the bottle brush tree off and adding it and hot gluing it onto the top of the candle cup. It basically just gives it a little nice base to sit in, so it looks a little bit nicer. You can also paint or stain those candle cups to give them a totally different look. So as you can see, I made kind of a variety here. So I have some different colored trees with the different colored bottoms, but they all kind of work together here to make a really pretty collection. And I just set them on a tiered tray here. So cute. Add them to your home's decor this year. If you have natural bottle brush trees like I have here, they're not from Dollar Tree. I think they're from actually Target Dollar Spot, so still really affordable. All you have to do is add some essential oils onto those natural bristles of the tree. It absorbs it, and then it becomes a room freshener. So if you use a Christmas scent, or my favorite is a Christmas tree pine scent, oh my goodness, it smells so good. Another idea is to, instead of putting these on those wood candle cups, you can stick your bottle brush trees on a candlestick. How pretty are these? These are from Target. I'll link them down below, but you can also find these black ones at Dollar Tree. So look in the candle section, really high-end look without spending a ton of money. Here's another idea. These are actually from Dollar Tree. Can you believe that? I put some LED battery-powered votive candles in there, but the glass part is in the Dollar Tree candle section. So high-end, very on trend right now. And I just added some little miniature trees on top of the candles so they glow. Just a pretty look to put in my kitchen window. Our next project, we're going to grab one of these silver snowflake chargers from Dollar Tree and make a pretty little snowy scene. So what we're going to do is use some of that Epsom salt in the bottom of our plate, and then we're going to add some houses on there. So I actually have been collecting these from the Target Dollar Spot for a while. So I have some ceramic ones, some wood ones, some metal ones. Check Hobby Lobby. Sometimes you can even paint some little houses that Dollar Tree has and get a similar look. And then we're going to grab some of Dollar Tree's bottle brush trees and just kind of tuck them down into the Epsom salt, add some LED powered tea lights in there, and we've created a really pretty Christmas and snowy scene, one that you can even leave up through the whole winter season. The next time you're at Dollar Tree, grab one of these wood snowflakes. We're going to paint it white and make a cute little kind of display, raised display that you can use throughout your home. So once you get your snowflake completely painted white, let it dry, and then we're going to come in with one of these bubble glass vases that you can also find at Dollar Tree. Put that right on top. You can glue it if you want, but you don't have to. I love it when I can take things apart for storage. It just makes it a little bit easier. So I did not glue mine. And we're going to add some more of that Epsom salt in the bottom of the vase, bringing back in our cute little red truck with the Christmas tree in the back, tuck that down into the salt, add a plate on top of there. This is also from Dollar Tree. You can glue it if you want. That'll make it permanent, or like I said, I like to be able to take mine apart, so I just set it on top there. And then you can use this as a centerpiece. You could use this in a display or during your Christmas breakfast, Christmas dinners, put treats on it, put gifts on it, get creative with this. I just love to give you guys ideas, and then you always are so great about taking them and making them your own. So I love this idea because if you don't have a lot of room in your home to kind of have decorations, this is a great little small contained one. We're using a mason jar from Dollar Tree, adding some of that Epsom salt into the bottom, and then tucking some bottle brush trees down in there. We're going to make this extra pretty by also grabbing some fairy lights from Dollar Tree. We're going to add that in there as well, and then hang the cord out the back, put the lid on, and then we've created a light up little snowy scene for Christmas. In the crafting section, grab yourself some of these wood boxes. It doesn't matter if they have the cutouts on the side because we're going to put those in the back and you're not going to see them. But we are going to go ahead and paint all of these boxes white. If you have a different color scheme, pick your favorite color. Go ahead, paint those all up, let them dry, and then on the front, I'm going to be applying some vinyl letters to spell out the word Noel. If you don't have a vinyl machine, grab out your paint pens, and you can put whatever word on the fronts of these boxes that tickles your fancy. So here we go. We're just adding those letters onto the front, turning out super cute. I love the way the red pops against that white background. Very Christmassy, and kind of gives you that candy cane feel. And then all you have to do is add your bottle brush trees right on top of the letters. So cute. Another item that I absolutely love that Dollar Tree carries are their Christmas lights. I feel like that's what makes Christmas so cozy feeling. So I have lots of ideas to share with you using those Dollar Tree lights. The first project, we're going to grab some foam board from Dollar Tree. We're going to cut it in half right down the middle so we have two rectangles, and we're going to cut out some Christmas trees. So to do that, I just took a pencil, free-handed a really tall, skinny Christmas tree, and then took a knife and started cutting out along all of those lines. We're going to make two trees the same. So the first one I kind of used as a template. So once I got it all the way cut out, I just laid it on top of the next board, traced around it, and went ahead and cut that out all the way too. So I thought it'd be cute if I had two different sizes of Christmas trees, so a taller one and a shorter one. So I just went in with my knife and cut a row or two off of the bottom to give me that kind of tiered height look. Now each one of these light sets has 20 lights in it, so I went ahead and went along each one of these trees and marked 20 spots, and then came in with my X-Acto knife again and cut little X's over those dots so that way I could poke the lights through. All right, so now we're gonna add those Christmas lights in there. It's just as easy as just punching them through the back into the front, so all of the green won't be seen, but the white lights will be. If you wanna do colored lights, absolutely you can do that too. And you can even paint these foam boards if you wanted your Christmas trees to look a little bit different. I kept mine pretty much simple and the same. And as you can see, because of the lights being so short, I was only able to do every other one. So actually only cut 10 holes in each one of these Christmas trees to be able to kind of space the lights out as much as I could. And this is one of those projects that I just kind of had to adjust as I went along. So I didn't have enough lights to go all the way to the bottom. So I went ahead and cut off one more level of this Christmas tree and then called that one good. The other one I had to adjust to, and I wanted this one shorter. Like I said, I wanted that tiered effect, so I cut a few layers off of the bottom of this one. Now, if you wanted taller trees, just head to a different store and get a bigger set of lights, and that'll give you more room to have taller trees. So of course we want our Christmas trees to stand up, so they need a base. These are a couple pieces of 1x4 scrap wood that I had, but Dollar Tree also has pieces of scrap wood, so if you don't have some in your stash or you don't want to go to the hardware store, check the crafts section at Dollar Tree. I painted those brown, and then I also headed over to the game kids toy area, picked up some of their tumbling tower wood blocks, and then we're going to use those stacked 2x2 and then 2x2 high onto the backside of each one of those wood blocks, and then hot glue the trees to the front of those so that they have a nice place to grip onto and for these wood pieces to stand up. I mean, how awesome do these look? They are gorgeous, very high-end looking. It only cost you about $2-3 to make these. So really great, affordable DIY that lights up. It's substantial. And you can get creative with this. Make some snowmen if you want. You could make some Santa Clauses or something if you want, little reindeer. So hopefully you take that idea, run with it. But I love those trees. Next up is a unique idea to a wreath. So in the Dollar Tree Plus section, in their crafting area, they have these round canvases. They're only $3 each. What we're going to do is we're going to paint a wreath onto this. So we need a base circle. I had this bamboo hoop that I just used to trace with a pencil around. I definitely recommend using a pencil because, as you see, I kind of needed to do a little bit of erasing there. We want it really, really light because we're going to come in with some markers and paint our wreath. So I'm using some brush markers. I have a QR code up on your screen, so you can click on that or scan that, and it'll take you to the ones that I use. So I'm using a combination of 2 different colors of green. So I'm using the darker one to trace that circle. It doesn't have to be perfect here. It's a wreath, so it's going to have a little bit of variation, and then we're going to add some leaves around our wreaths. This is really, really easy. It's kind of like a circle squish, so an oval with a point on the end, and all I'm doing is taking that marker and going around and doing a combination of the dark green and the light green all the way around the circle. So it turns out really, really pretty, and this is a wreath that you could use all year long because it's just kind of plain and basic. So spring, summer, add some orange for fall, but for Christmas time, we're going to add some red little dots in there for some red berries, which is really going to give this more of that Christmas look. Once we get all those berries on there, we're going to add a little pop of dimension with some beautiful red velvet ribbon. I get this from Hobby Lobby when it goes 50% off. You can get a great deal there. So we're just going to tie a really simple tails down bow and then trim off the tails and hot glue that onto the bottom. Now we're going to add some fairy lights. So Dollar Tree does have fairy lights, but I'm going to link my favorite ones. You can see the QR code on your screen, or I'll have them linked down in the description box below. I like these a lot better because they have a very small battery pack. So you're able to kind of hide the battery pack in smaller areas like we're going to do here with these. It's a little bit harder with the bigger battery packs that Dollar Tree has that carry 2 AA batteries. It's kind of heavy. It's thick, but these use watch batteries. So what I'm doing is I brought brought back in my bamboo hoop, and I'm just taping on the fairy lights around the hoop. We're going to add that to the back side of our canvas so we can light up this wreath. So now flip your canvas over to the back side, add some hot glue. You can kind of see the circle that you drew earlier around your wreath through the back side there. Add your hot glue around that circle and then glue your bamboo hoop to the inside. Kind of tuck that battery pack into the bottom too so you can easily get to it so you can turn these lights off and on. Speaking of hoops, grab yourself a hula hoop from Dollar Tree. We are going to spray paint this one black. I had a lot of print and everything on there. So we're going to cover that up, neutralize it with the black, and then we're going to come back in with some gold spray paint to give it more of a fancy high-end look. So what we're making here is going to be a beautiful Christmassy kind of wintertime centerpiece, a very big substantial one. So we need a nice base for this to sit on. So I grabbed another scrap piece of 1x, painted it white, let it dry, and now we're going to take our hula hoop and we're going to screw that into the bottom and into this wood base. And again, coming in with our fairy lights here. So again, using those Amazon ones. The other thing that I like about these better than the Dollar Tree ones is they are longer. So I'm pretty sure the ones at Dollar Tree are only about 3 feet, and I think these are 7. So again, I will make sure to link these down below. Add fairy lights all over your house for Christmas and winter. It just makes it feel so much more cozy, especially in the evening time when you can turn the lights down and the sun goes down and you can turn these fairy lights on. Such a beautiful glow when you get those warm white lights. Now time to make it pretty. So grab some styrofoam from Dollar Tree. We're going to cut it in half and kind of scale it down so we can tuck this around the bottom of the hula hoop so we can also cover up those screws. Next, we're going to add some greenery into those styrofoam pieces. So these are greenery pieces that I got from Hobby Lobby. 50% off makes them super duper affordable. So I'm laying that into the middle of the hoop and in between the styrofoam. And we're also going to add some more of these here in just a little bit. But first, we're going to take a ceramic house and sit that right on top of the styrofoam. You can glue it down if you want, which is what I'm doing here so it doesn't go wiggling. And then all you have to do is tuck in some more greenery around the house to cover up the styrofoam. Now we're going to add some bells at the top of this hoop. So I have the QR code for these bells on your screen that you can scan so you can see where I found mine. But again, I will have those linked down in the description box below for you as well. I just used 2 of them, kind of hung them offset, tied them onto the top of the hula hoop, and then we're going to use some pretty green velvet ribbon to cover up that knot at the top. So this is a beautiful centerpiece or decorative piece. I think this would be perfect for a baby shower, bridal shower that's maybe winter or Christmas themed, even for a Christmas party that you might have. Put it in your home. Again, it's a substantial piece, so it's pretty big, takes up some space. So if you're needing some vertical space decorated, this would be a great way to do it. Did you ever think you could use hangers for your Christmas decor? Well, I have a whole video showing you different ways of how to use these for Christmas, which I will link down below for you, but I just wanted to show you my favorite, which is this little gift. So I have a bunch of these child-size hangers from Dollar Tree. You're gonna need 4 of those, and you're gonna set them so they make a box, and all of the hooks of the hangers are meeting in the center. Once they're arranged, all you need are some of the zip ties, and you're going to zip tie the corners, and you're also going to zip tie the center so this all stays into a square shape. Then trim off all of the tails of your zip ties and do that 3 more times so that you have 4 squares total. We're gonna start putting this together side to side with some more zip ties. And once you get all 4 of them hooked together, you're gonna stand it up on your work surface and then connect those other ends together to make a box. In comes more of those Dollar Tree Christmas lights. We're just going to take some zip ties and kind of randomly hang them inside the box so that we can light this up. This is so pretty to put underneath your Christmas tree. Wait till we get to the end here. So like I said, just using some zip ties to randomly hang these throughout the center of this cube. Now you're gonna need some tools so we can cover this all up. It's kind of gonna be the gift wrap of our box, but it's a little bit see-through, so we're gonna be able to see those lights when we turn those on, and they glow and they're going to shine through the tool. So all you have to do is just kind of wrap like crazy, do 4 of the sides, and then flip it over and do the top and the bottom. You really want this to look like a Christmas present, so add some ribbon on here too. You're gonna add some along 2 sides, flip it over, and then do the other 2 sides, tie it off on the bottom, and add a bow onto the top. And then all you have to do is plug it in and you have a lighted Christmas gift. Again, this is so pretty whenever you tuck it up underneath your Christmas tree. So before Santa arrives, you'll still have gifts under your tree, and they also provide some light and look super cute and decorative. I think paper crafts are honestly my favorite crafts when it comes to Christmas time. I have so many different ideas for those, so let me share this one with you. We are going to cut a piece of scrapbook paper into a square and then kind of fold it in half, but don't crease it. And then we're gonna cut a triangle, so we're gonna cut one of those corners off. When you open it back up, we have a triangle. We're then going to accordion fold this piece of paper from the bottom up to the top where the point is, back and forth, creating a kind of 3D effect for this Christmas tree. Next, we're going to keep it creased, and then you're going to come in with a hole punch and punch a hole through the center. Now, this is a crocodile. I love this thing if you're really into paper crafting. It's a heavy-duty hole punch. It actually has 2 different sizes on it, which I like. I am using the smaller one for this one, and then it also has a brad setter on it, which I love using for paper crafting, especially at Christmas time to make gift tags. But anyway, I'll link that down below for you. All we're going to do is take a Dollar Tree barbecue skewer, and we're going to put it up through that hole that we created all the way through the paper in this tree, kind of pull it down, but leave it sort of crinkled, not totally flat, so it has that back and forth look. We're going to use a little bit of adhesive at the top, add a wood star that's also from Dollar Tree, just stick it right on there, and we've just created a cute little Christmas tree. If you want these to stand up, grab a wood disc. I get mine from Amazon, so I'll link it down below, but sometimes you can find these at Dollar Tree, so keep an eye out. I used an awl to just punch a hole into the wood. We're going to cut down the barbecue skewer. I didn't want it quite that long. Hot glue it down into the hole, and we have a stand-up Christmas tree. Want to save a bundle of money? Wrap your gifts in brown paper lunch bags. You can get a set of 40 of these at Dollar Tree for $1.25. So, I mean, it doesn't get much cheaper than that. It doesn't mean you can't make them look cute. And all you have to do is take some scrapbook paper, measure the width of the bag, and then cut a square or rectangle, depending on what you want it to look like, from your scrapbook paper. I'm also going to make mine a little bit fancy, so I'm going to cut one of the corners off after I fold it in half to make a little point at the end. And we are going to, what you'll do is you'll put your gift in your bag, fold over the top to close it, and then use some adhesive to attach that scrapbook paper onto the front of the bag. Then we're going to take a hole punch 2 holes in the top, take some ribbon, feed it through those holes, and we've just created a custom gift wrap bag that doesn't look like a lunch bag. It actually looks like one that is super duper cute. This would be great to, if you have a lot of gifts to give, to do this, or for a classroom for kiddos, if you have teacher gifts you need to make. This keeps things very affordable, but you put time and effort into it and they still look really, really nice. These are chalkboard tags that you can find at Dollar Tree in their craft section year round, but you can use them for Christmas time too. So you can leave them a chalkboard, or we can make them look super Christmassy by taking them outside and spray painting them. So I'm going to use this glossy red spray paint, give the front and backs of these a couple coats, and then take a chalk marker and use that to write my to and from. We're making this one a little bit fancy since it's from Santa. He does such a good job every year. You can use a paint pen, or you can use a vinyl decal, whatever you have on hand. I love the decal just because that's my preference, but doesn't necessarily mean it's the only way to do it. We're going to add some ribbon to the top of this, and then you just add it to your gifts. You may not know this, but if you love Christmas and you're loving this video, you also want to head over to my other YouTube channel called The Cozy Christmas Cottage. We've been crafting there since July, and we're also in the 5th season of Christmas DIYs, ideas, traveling, so many different Christmas ideas and videos over there. So you want to get caught up. I will link that down below for you. We love our Christmas crew over at the Cozy Christmas Cottage, and this is one of those projects that I shared recently, so I'm bringing it over here to the DIY channel so you can see it here too. But again, go over to the Cozy Christmas Cottage. You don't want to miss out on all those ideas. So what I've done is I've taken some Dollar Tree wood pieces and wood cutouts, a variety of them, sprayed them with some tan spray paint. I'll link that down below for you. And we're coming in with some white fabric puffy paint and just outlining the wood pieces. And guess what? They look like instant DIY gingerbread cookies, and these are so fun. So this is a project you can do with your little ones. They would love it. They would enjoy this too, and they won't go bad. So you can use these for decorations. You can set them out on a table so they look like cookies. You can use them for ornaments. You can use them on the tops of gifts. Kids can make them. They can put them on their Christmas tree. So again, I love this idea. It's so simple. The one thing I will say is puffy paint does take quite a while to dry, so I'd give this a good 24 hours to dry before you actually get to using them. So you're not limited to doing this idea with just the smaller wood cutouts. You can also do this with the larger ones that you find at Dollar Tree. Of course, a gingerbread man. I had to give this one a try. So again, using the same tan spray paint, a few coats of that, letting it dry and coming in with that puffy paint and giving this gingerbread man some frosting. So this takes very little DIYing, but these are still wood pieces you can find at Dollar Tree. These little cute snowflakes, if you are hosting a party, they sit right on the edge of your glasses to make them look pretty. You could even put names on these or color them different colors so everybody knows which wine glass is theirs. If you can't find the wood shapes at Dollar Tree, you can find wood shapes at other craft stores. I found these at Hobby Lobby, and I thought these little reindeer would be so cute to also hang on some wine glasses. So all I had to do is kind of trim his little foot so it came away from his body and use that little notch in there to hang onto the glass. And what that did, it made the reindeer look like they were jumping over the wine glasses. So stinking cute. And these had a little bit more room on them if you did want to put a name or an initial on there and personalize them even more. So I know I already showed you kind of a similar idea of adding some Epsom salt to the bottom of a mason jar and adding your bottle brush trees in there. This is a quart size mason jar that you can now find at Dollar Tree. Go Dollar Tree. I love mason jars. I'm obsessed with mason jars, and I have videos dedicated to ways to use mason jars, so I'll link those down below for you too. Maybe another great video to watch after this one. But we're going to take this idea up a notch, and instead of using the Dollar Tree fairy lights, I found these cool solar lights on Amazon, so I'll link them down below for you. But this one you don't have to turn off and on. All you have to do is put it in your window to charge it, and then at nighttime these come on all by themselves. Do you love free printables? I love free printables. It's like being able to craft right along with my favorite DIYers because they provide the thing that they actually used in the project, and that's what I'm doing for you here. So I've picked up this wood frame at Dollar Tree. I've scaled down this free printable so it will fit inside of this frame for you. If you can't find this frame though, you can still use this printable. So you can go into your editing software, scale it down to size so it fits your picture frame or wood sign or whatever. You could even Mod Podge this onto some wood. Whatever works for you. That's the other cool thing. You guys are creative. So all you have to do is download this. Link will be down below for you. And then use it in the way that makes you happy and works for your home for Christmas time. But I love the way this sign turned out. You can put this on a Christmas tree. Look how cute this is. I can't wait to put my Christmas tree up. It's coming so soon. But you can put this on a table, entryway, hang it on a wall, whatever you want to do. But that free printable will be linked down in the description box below for you, along with this one here. So very similar to the last one, but just has a little bit different of a look. Let's make a plate of cookies for Santa using a wood round from Dollar Tree. They always have these holes in the top, which drive me crazy. So we're going to use some spackle and close up that hole, let it dry, sand it smooth, and then come in with some white chalk paint and paint our wood round. For this, I am going to be using a vinyl decal, so I have a few different colors. I have red, green, and black. I will have this design in my Cricut profile, which I'll link down below for you. We're going to cut this out and apply it onto the wood round. So cute, right? So simple to do. I love adding decals because it just makes it so simple. If you wanted to, you could even grab one of these chargers from Dollar Tree and set this right in the middle to make it look a little bit more substantial. These wood rounds fit right down in there, so it's just convenient and looks cute. You can also take some spray paint and spray paint your wood or your plate so it looks a little bit more Christmassy depending on the look that you're going for. And just like that, we painted this one red. You can let me know which one you like better down in the comments below, the red one or the silver one. So I had spray painted that plate red and I was like, you know what, we're going to turn that into something. Why not double DIY here? So I have this design in my Cricut profile. Again, I'll link that down below. I'm just going to cut that out of some white vinyl. And if you use the glossy white vinyl, then you can actually use it as a dry erase board too. So I've made 2 rectangles there. This is going to be a countdown sign. So we're going to be able to write the numbers in those rectangles, erase it, and change it out every day. So of course I got this kind of rolling pin wood sign during fall. I always look at things at Dollar Tree for their shape and not necessarily their colors or the season or holiday that they're made for. This one I knew was going to be so cute for Christmas time. It just needed a little bit of DIYing. So what I've done is I've taken the raffia bow off. We're going to tape off the handles because I'm going to leave those the wood color and then come in and paint it red, which obviously gives it an instant color for Christmas. So this is going to be another design that I'll have in my Cricut profile. However, if you do not have a vinyl machine, no worries. This is just where you have to get a little bit creative on your own. Grab out those paint pens and those chalk markers and create your own design on here without having to use vinyl. You can totally do that too. Then we're going to add a couple little embellishments here with a little bow and some buttons that I found on Amazon to make this really pop. We have done a lot of great Christmas DIYs already, but we're not even halfway through yet, and I cannot wait to share with you even more Christmas ideas. So if you're still watching, leave me a red heart emoji down in the comments below. If I could, I would give you a big giant hug right now for hanging on with me because I love this so much. Christmas crafting is my favorite, and so I have so many ideas I am so excited to share with you. And this next one is one of them. I love this chalkboard house. It was just asking for a decal to go onto it. So this is another one that I have in my Cricut design space. But again, those chalk markers, those paint pens work on this too. So all you have to do is just kind of draw or write on your design. And then I always love to add a little extra embellishment. That's what really makes these things personalized, customized, and extra special. So I love this greenery wired garland. You can get it at the craft store, but I'll link the one that I usually use down in the comments below or down in the description box below for you, because you can twist these into cute little wreaths that fit your projects, just like I've done here. Hot glued it to the roof of the house, added on some red berries, and made this everyday kind of chalkboard house into one for Christmas. So this was another one of those fall finds that I saw and grabbed because I instantly thought letters to Santa. So that's what we're going to turn this into. I am going to tape off the metal part in the front because there is a little pocket down there, so you could put your letters to Santa in it. And we're going to paint the back wood part where it said autumn all red. So this did take a couple coats. I mean, you know, we're covering up a lot of detail and design on there. So once you get that painted, you can embellish it however you want. I had these little wood snowflakes, which you saw earlier from Dollar Tree, and decided to use that on the front of this little envelope. Again, I am whipping out another decal to add onto the front of this envelope that says Letters to Santa. But again, if you do not have a vinyl machine, a paint pen, chalk marker works. But I will tell you, you know what? Sometimes you can add those nice gifts to your own wish list too. Treat yourself this Christmas time and maybe ask for a Cricut machine if you don't already have one. I will make sure to link the one that I use down in the description box below. I've had it for years now. It still works great. It's incredible. Totally 100% worth the money. And honestly, at this point, it's basically paid for itself in the amount of gifts that I've made for it and all the Christmas crafting that I use it for. But just to turn your attention back to this project, I have this really cool paint that is snow paint that I added onto the top of that envelope to give it some more detail. So I'll link that down below for you too. And another free printable link down below for you as well. So we can't have a Santa's letter little envelope without the paper for you to write the note on. So I will link that for you below. What a cute little set though. You could give this as a gift even, or use it for your own little ones. This is one of those items I had been hunting for a long time at the thrift store, were a white pair of ice skates. Finally found them. They were only $5. I wanted them to have some character. I didn't just want white brand new ice skates. They did need some cleaning up, but you can tell that they are older and they are used, which is what I was wanting. We're going to take some grocery bags, stick that down into one of the ice skates, and then I grabbed one of the miniature Christmas trees from Dollar Tree. We're going to use that for some greenery. Now here's the tip. I always do a hacks video on these miniature Christmas trees, and I have some awesome new ideas that are going to be coming out very, very soon. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can come back and see a video filled with hacks using those miniature Christmas trees. I can't wait to share those with you. So all I did was stick that tree down into the skate, and then I'm going to gussy it up with some other greenery picks to give it some variety and some texture to that greenery. I also have some picks from Dollar Tree that were super cute, some jingle bells and some gingham ornaments. So I'm also going to stick those down in there too. Pretty simple to do. I just left the other ice skate plain and propped this one in front of the other one, so it just kind of didn't look too overdone or anything. But this is really, really cute. Great accessory for my fireplace. You could put this under a Christmas tree, put it on your front porch. Lots of ideas for this, so keep your eye out for those ice skates because they are definitely cute for Christmas and winter decor. I was so excited to find these metal reindeer at Dollar Tree in the plus section. They were $5 each, but I knew with a little bit of work, we can make these look super high end, like they're from Pottery Barn, with a little bit of spray paint. So I picked up 4 of these. I had a few spots where I needed to put them. So what we're gonna do is take them outside and spray paint them all the same color, this metallic gold color, and it's just gonna make these look so fancy and classy. Whereas I feel like some of them looked a little bit dingy. This is really going to make them pop, but of course you can leave them if you want, or you can spray paint them a different color depending on your decor. But look how beautiful these turned out. I even think this year I may add a little bit of rub and buff to them, which is going to give them a little bit more of like an antique-y look, a little bit more dimension. I love to use that stuff, but just solid gold is what made this set just look beautiful for my own decor. Who would have thought you could use laundry baskets for your Christmas decor? Well, I have a couple really great ideas, and they're super affordable and easy too. You could grab a bunch of these bundles of rope from the Dollar Tree, but they're only about 9.5 feet long. So if you head to Hobby Lobby instead, you can get this big giant bundle of it, which is gonna fill the entire basket for us for only $10.99. And you're gonna have a little bit extra too for other projects, which I love. So I will suggest using some heavy duty scissors, or I love have these tin snips. They're $5 at Walmart. I will link them down below. Definitely a staple in my craft stash to cut through wood and plastic like I'm doing here. So I'm just removing that top rim and the handles off of that hamper. And then we're going to start hot gluing this rope all the way around the entire outside of the basket. All right, so now that we have the rim covered, we want to make sure the plastic is not seen whenever you look over the top of it. We're also going to finish off the inside here in just a second, but let's add some cute little handles to this first. So I cut some lengths of the rope. We're going to hot glue those to either side of the inside of the basket. To finish off the inside, I decided to grab out some of this burlap fabric that I already had on hand. So I put a little swatch across the bottom to cover that, and then we're going to start gluing the rest of the bottom and the inside there to cover up the plastic of the basket. So now we have a cute little everyday decorative basket that you can use in your home, but we're going to dress ours up even further and make it more cutesy for Christmas and turn this into a reindeer. So we're going to take some plaid ribbon here, make some tails, glue that onto the front, and then glue that same ribbon all the way around the edge, and that is going to create a faux scarf. For the face, you're going to need some white and black felt. We're going to cut kind of an oval shape out of the white fabric, and then cut another oval out of the black that's smaller for the nose. You're going to take those two pieces of felt, hot glue them onto the front of the basket, and then use some black puffy paint to make two U shapes on either side of that for the eyes. You can also use that same paint on the white felt to make the mouth. Is this not the cutest thing? This would be so cute to put gifts into and take to someone's house if you're visiting. You can give it as a gift altogether. You could just use it for decorative purposes, put some blankets in there. That would be a great use for it. Put some firewood in there so you can kind of put it next to your fireplace. So lots of good ideas. Now we are going to make a Christmas tree out of one of these hampers. So you're going to need, of course, a hamper flipped upside down and some of these longer barbecue skewers from Dollar Tree and one of their gold stars. And also you're going to need lots of zip ties. So with that basket upside down, we're going to take those barbecue skewers and start zip tying them to the little grids and the vertical pieces of the basket going around the outside. You want to cut all of the tails off of those zip ties, and then we're going to gather the barbecue skewers at the top and put the star on.
I'm walking around feeling free, thinking about what's happened to me from July up till now. Don't know where, don't know how. Lately I've come to realize that I can't see it in your eyes. So
we're not done yet. We need to grab some of this tinsel garland from Dollar Tree. Obviously, I grabbed the green to make it look like a Christmas tree, but you grab whichever is calling to you. And then, of course, all we have to do is tie an end onto the basket and start wrapping and wrapping this around until we get all the way to the top.
We're falling in love. Summer ended, but we did not. We started something. This thing that we got grew stronger. Each day we're together. On the way, oh, we're falling in love. To me, it's perfectly clear. We're falling in love. It's through this part of the year. We have something in store for us. We're falling in love. Hey. Say. Walking around, you and me. Christmas time's got the best of me. Then it starts to snow in our hearts. We both know that we're falling in love. To me, it's perfectly clear. We're falling in love. It's true this part of the year. Something in store for us. We're falling in love. We're falling in love. No, it's the time of the year when something's in store for us.
So the one thing you definitely want to make sure you do is cover up that bottom basket so you can see the white coming out. You want to take some more of that tinsel, cover it up, glue it on there, and we have a nice finished tree. So you can leave your tree plain, but I think the fun part is also decorating your Christmas tree. So I grabbed some of these fairy lights from Amazon, very similar to the ones that I've been showing you throughout this video, except this one is a little bit more fun. It actually is remote control, so you can turn it off and on from the remote, and it also has different modes and settings on it, so it can twinkle, which I like. So I'll definitely make sure to link these twinkle lights down in the description box below for you. Sometimes it's easier to just be able to click a button for things to turn off and on versus having to dig for a on and off switch, especially if you're going to keep this on the floor. So just twisted those fairy lights around the Christmas tree, and then I'm going to use some small little ornaments and hot glue those around. We have a whole Grinch theme that we do for the outside, so I actually made this Christmas tree for our front porch, so I used some really colorful and cutesy ornaments for my tree. So who loves snowmen? I always make a snowman themed video because so many people like to collect snowmen. So if you like those, I will definitely link those videos down below for you if you want to go head over and watch that next. But we're going to turn these baskets into a snowman. So you're going to need 3 of these hampers from Dollar Tree. First one is upside down. The second one, we're going to glue the bottoms together. And the third one is also going to be upside down. We're going to glue the handles together so these sit nice and flush and flat and become one big unit. Before we turn this into a snowman, we want the snowman to light up, so I'm using my fairy lights again, going from the bottom to the top, strung all the way through and up and over and back down again. That is going to light the inside of these baskets, so we have a really cool effect once it's done. Then you're going to need some white tulle. So just like our present that we did earlier, this is going to give us kind of a white look, but it's a little bit see-through, so we're going to be able to see those lights once we turn those on and it's dark, and it'll still cover up all the inner workings of our snowman. I found these Santa hats, these big Santa hat chair covers at Hobby Lobby. And so I decided that that is going to be the hat to my snowman. So I went ahead and just plopped that up on top of that top basket. Now for all of the other details, I grabbed some of these extra large black buttons from Walmart. I put those for the buttons for his coat and then for his eyes as well, and some smaller black buttons for his button mouth, and then used some Dollar Tree felt for the carrot nose. He also needed a scarf, so I grabbed out a big piece of fabric. We're going to cut that down, make a big long strip of that, and tie that around his neck, cut some little slits on the end to make it look like a scarf. I also felt like he needed some stick arms. So again, with the barbecue skewers, I used 2 large ones for the arms and a few smaller ones cut down to size to make the hands. So here you go. Here is our hamper snowman. So stinking cute. This would be so cute next to your Christmas tree or on your covered front porch. Adorable. And I just think kids would love to see this next to their Christmas tree, even on Christmas morning. I'm giving full credit to my friend Bethany over at Bargain Bethany for this next project. She made an incredible nutcracker, which inspired me to create my own giant Santa Claus, very similar to this. I haven't talked to her on the phone. She said she was fine with me making this. She even gave me some pointers on and some tips on how to put this all together, and I think it came together pretty well. So let me show you my version of Bethany's nutcracker. I'll also make sure to link the original tutorial of Bethany's down in the description box below, but you're going to want to start with a pizza pan, hamper, some poster board, and some foam board. So first things first is that pizza pan. We're going to flip that upside down. That's going to be the base to this Santa Claus. And then we're going to take some foam board and roll it up. So here's where I kind of made a mistake right off the bat, but it was fixable. But if you're going to make this, turn it the other way, make it long ways. This is going to be for his legs. And I don't know why I was thinking he needed short legs, but he needs long legs. So roll it up the other way. You just kind of roll it into like a big tube like this, and then use some tape to tape them up, and do that twice. Next, we need some red and black poster board. We're going to cut this in half because obviously we're going to be using this for his legs, and we need 2 of them. So go ahead and start by wrapping this around one end of that foam board tube that we created, hot glue it on, and then tape it to secure it on both sides. You're also going to need to do a layer of black on the other side of your tube. So we have half black and half red. And now we're going to take these over to our pizza pan and hot glue them down. And as you can see, these are going to be short little legs. So I had to do a little bit of coming up with a solution for this, which is just part of crafting. I am no stranger to that. It's just kind of trial and error. So we got through it. So here are the legs just kind of glued down. And whenever I went to place the basket, obviously we're covering up all of the red. Definitely didn't want to do that because we want this upside down. So what I did is I found a shipping box and I just used that to add some height, hot glued and taped that down onto the legs so it would just lift that basket up. All right, so now we can add our basket on there. We're gonna put some glue on the top and then put the upside down basket on top of that. Let it sit for a second, and then we're gonna add 2 more baskets on top of that, just like we did with the snowman. So the next one is gonna be flipped right side up. So the bottoms are glued together, and then the next one will be upside down again with the handles offset. Now you're going to need more poster board. We're going to take this and kind of put it into the indentions of the basket, the 2 at the bottom, kind of inset it in there and use some hot glue to hold it in place. So you're going to need 1 piece of poster board in the front and 1 in the back. You're also going to need 2 more pieces of that red poster board, again, to cover up the top basket on the front and the back side. Now we're going to make the arms, and again, I wish I would have used this the other way. So you're going to take a piece of poster board, cut it in half, and then roll it up. I wish I would have cut it the other way so it was longer and made longer arms. So it's up to you. You'll see what mine looks like at the end. I just kept it like this in the end. But if you want longer arms, which I feel like it kind of needed, just fold it the other way and cut long rectangles and roll those up for longer arms. So I'm just using some hot glue to roll those arms up and using a little tape to hold that in place. And then we're going to hot glue these onto the side of the body. So the head of the Santa is pretty simple. We're just using some white poster board on the inside of the basket, hot glued down in there. You're really not going to see this white poster board because it's pretty much just structural. We're actually going to come in with some flesh tone foam sheets, which I got from Hobby Lobby, and use that for the face. Now I needed something also structural on the inside of this for the Santa hat, so I had some extra poster board. I just stuck it right down into where the white poster board was and kind of glued it into a round shape for structure. Again, coming in with one of those chair cover Santa hats because they're pretty big, and use that to kind of slide over the poster board and the face. So we had our Santa hat. I definitely felt like it needed a little stuffing in there too to give the hat some more fluff. So totally up to you how you want to do that. Even if you want to like sew up your own hat, you could do that, but it sat on there pretty nice for me. Now I need to make some hands. So I had these big clear ornaments from Dollar Tree that I thought would work nice. So we're going to start with some white chalk paint to give it some base color, and then come in with the flesh tone and paint our ornaments to look like hands. So while that paint is drying, I went ahead and added all the fur accents to our Santa Claus, which is what is really going to make this come to life. So I cut strips of this white faux fur and I added it to the tops of the boots, at the bottom where the legs are, where the red and the black meet up, just using some hot glue to do that. We're also going to add it in a few more places too. The next place we're going to add that faux fur is the cuffs of the sleeves. So you can see here, this is kind of why I was thinking, oh, I wish I would have made these arms longer. They probably should have gone down a little farther, but it worked out. We're just going to add that faux fur to each one of the sides of the arms, and then we're going to give him some hair, a beard, and a mustache. Now let's work on his face. So I just cut another piece of that foam sheet to make a nose and use some felt to cut out his eyes. So this is the point where it was really starting to come together, but I felt like he needed some eyebrows too. So I used some more of that faux white fur and cut out some little U shapes for his eyebrows. Now that the paint is dry on those ornaments, we are going to hot glue those up into the arms so that the opening of the ornament is up inside the arm and we just have the kind of ball sticking out from the arm. So at this point, he was really starting to come together, but his clothes needed some work. So we're going to add another strip of that faux white fur right down the center. I feel like most Santa Clauses have that on their coats, and that kind of broke up his coat and all that poster board that we had going on. I also added a strip around the bottom of the coat, and then we needed to make a belt. So I had some felt on hand. I'm just going to cut some long strips of that so that I can piece them together around the center of him, and then I also used some to make a little buckle and hot glued that all together. And then all I had to do is move him into place. I had wanted a giant nutcracker next to this Christmas tree for so long. So it was kind of one of those moments where I was just like, yay, I did it. And I didn't have to spend a ton. Because if you go to the store and buy one already made or decorative one, they are so expensive. Like a couple $100 or more expensive. And I just wasn't willing to do that. So I would say this was maybe like 20 bucks maybe at most. So I feel like I got a really good giant nutcracker Santa Claus next to my tree just for about an hour's worth of work, some supplies, and obviously some time. So it was super fun to do. If you have other ideas of how you could transform this nutcracker, let me know down in the comments below. So I told you I absolutely love mason jars. I use them all year long for all kinds of different crafting, so why not do some today for Christmas? So as I said, they have the pint size and now they have the quart size at Dollar Tree. Go Dollar Tree. I love that. If you can't find it there, head to Walmart. They have lots of options there too. And this is a wood kit you can get at Dollar Tree. We're going to make a cute little winter scene inside of the larger sized mason jar, painting these pieces white. We need our pieces to sit up, so I grabbed this cone-shaped piece of styrofoam from Dollar Tree. We're going to cut the center out so it'll fit down into the opening of the mason jar and also sit on the bottom. Hot glue that to the bottom and then start inserting your wood pieces. Stick them down into that styrofoam so they stay. So the wood pieces were too wide to just stick them straight down in there. So I grabbed out my 10 snips, which I showed you earlier. Again, I will link them down below for you. $5 at Walmart, worth it. You need them, especially if you're a crafter. So I'm just using those 10 snips to cut apart these little wooden pieces and then start adding them to the styrofoam. Grab out your trusty Epsom salts for the snow. You know, it just keeps working. We keep doing it. And then using, again, one of these mason jar solar light lids with the little fairy lights on there to light this up in the evening time. There are so many fun things that you can do during Christmas time, and I love having a fun Christmas bucket list, so let's make one in a jar. Grab some of these wood mini shapes, and also there's these ornament fillers with confetti and different things in it. It's just going to make our jar a little bit cuter, but we're going to take our little mason jar that is also from Dollar Tree and kind of put some of that confetti down in the bottom. It's going to give it just a little touch of some Christmas fun, and then we're going to take out those mini wood shapes, dump them all out, and then just take a marker and start writing fun Christmas activities on them for whatever activities you like. So say Christmas caroling, watch a Christmas movie, play a Christmas game, all kinds of different things, and then stick those down into the jar too.
Everything will be okay, 'cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas.
Now it's just kind of fun to be able to reach in, grab out a little gingerbread man, and then you have something fun to do that day that's a little bit more random, but it will definitely be something your family will enjoy. This mason jar idea is a quick and easy candle holder. So you're going to grab one of these candles that are already in a glass container and one of these pint-sized mason jars from Dollar Tree. Also, pick up some of these jingle bells and put them into the bottom of the mason jar. Maybe doing a variety of colors will be fun too. And just fill that up. You'll add your already made candle right on top, add some embellishments, and we've just made a cute candle for Christmas. So we keep making wintry scenes in a mason jar, but let's make a manger in a mason jar. So you're going to need a pint-sized mason jar. You're going to need some raffia and this wood cutout kit from Dollar Tree. We're going to start with a raffia, take that out and kind of wrap it around your hand and put it into the bottom of the jar. So this wood cutout kit came with kind of a little base that you pop the pieces into, but obviously that is way too big and we're not going to be able to fit that down into the jar. So we're going to do a little bit of work using those tin snips to cut off the bottoms of the Joseph and the Mary. I went ahead and did pop the baby Jesus down into the wood piece though, and then use the top of the jar as a guide so I could cut the wood piece down to size so that would fit down into this jar. To make sure this whole wood setup would sit up above the raffia, I grabbed out these wood blocks. We're going to take that and we're going to put it down into the raffia so you don't see it. It's kind of covered up. And then we're going to put the base of our nativity scene onto the wood block and then kind of glue the rest of our nativity onto that wood setup. And that's going to keep everything from falling over. It's going to look really nice when we look into the front of the jar. One last thing I did is use a battery-powered tea light, and I left room in the back there to be able to set one so it would light this up. So not only does Dollar Tree have those regular mason jars, but you can also find these great mason jar mugs, which are so cute. All you have to do is add some vinyl onto the front of them. It turns them into quick hot cocoa mugs. This is another one that I will have in my Cricut profile, so check the link down below for that. And then you can also create your own design with your own vinyl and just add them to the mason jars to personalize and customize them. And speaking of hot cocoa, you can also use mason jars to make a quick and easy hot cocoa bar. So all you have to do is take your mason jars, fill them up with all of your hot cocoa goodies like marshmallows, chocolates, your hot cocoa. You could put candy canes in there, your straws in there, and then just kind of line them up and add your mugs and all those things. So you can have a nice, fun hot cocoa bar for maybe a Christmas movie night.
Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside.
Next, I have a couple quick and easy mason jar gift ideas that are very affordable and simple to do. This one, we're going to add some peppermints to the inside of the mason jar, and then take a marker, add 2 big dots on there with a paint pen, use some red and white twine, and then add that to the top of the lid. This is going to make some earmuffs for our little snowman that we're making, and then add some pom-poms over that to make the rest of our earmuffs. And we've just made a quick and easy snowman gift idea. Oh yes, one little detail. We need to add the little dots on the buttons. You have to do that after the paint dries from the black paint pen. So just 4 little white dots on there to make the buttons.
Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace.
Mason jars also make great vases for live flowers. So we're going to turn this one into a Santa themed one. I had some really thick black ribbon, so I just folded it in half and glued it to make it smaller because it was too big for this jar, and I didn't want to buy new ribbon, so we just kind of use what we have is whenever we have it, right? Get scrappy. And then we're going to make a buckle using some felt, hot glue that right onto the front, and then add your flowers. Simple as that.
A Merry Christmas Day. Oh, yeah. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before. As we walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Yeah.
These next few ideas are actually inspired by some Pottery Barn finds. Some can be very, very pricey, so we're going to make them for a lot less. This one wasn't too bad at $14.50 to make these Jingle Bell garlands. But I knew, you know what, you can grab some of this gold poster board from Dollar Tree and make your own for what, $1.25 plus some string. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut some different sized strips of this poster board and then just twist them into a cone. It helps to use some a combination of some hot glue and some tape if you have it to keep that in place. This first one is going to be 2-inch strips, but we're going to make a variety of sizes so we have some depth to our bells. So you're going to hold this cone in shape until that glue has some time to sit, and then we're going to cut the bottom off flush and also cut that tail off the side. So we're basically making like miniature little party hats. So you're going to want to make multiples of these. So this is a couple of the 2-inch sizes, but I also did 4-inch and 3-inch sizes. To string these up, we are going to cut a hole into the top point of our cones. And you're also going to need some gold string. We're going to feed that from the bottom up through that hole. A barbecue skewer kind of helps to poke that through. Pull it so we have plenty of excess at the top. And then we're going to cut the end and tie a knot and then pull that until it is all the way up inside that cone. Repeat this process for all of your cones. Then we're going to layer these. So right down the center is where all of our strings are going to be. And you can see I'm kind of doing a variation of the sizes. So I start with the bigger ones first, and then the middle size, and then the smaller ones were the filler. And then I just took some wire and tied all of these strings up together because they weren't quite long enough to tie them all into one giant knot. So some wire just helped keep all those strings together for me. We're going to cover that up here in just a second though. Let's make a loop at the top for this to hang. So I have some thicker gold ribbon here or string here. We're going to make that loop and then cut it down to size and hot glue the string ends to the sides where that wire is. Then we're going to take that same string and wrap it around the center. That is going to cover up the wire. Once it's wrapped about halfway up, you're going to cut all those excess strings from the bells hanging out the top off, and then go ahead and continue wrapping until you get all the way up to the top of where all of those strings met and glue that into place. So as you can see, the original was $14.50, but ours was only $3.50, and that's what the entirety of the whole strings that we used. We didn't even use all of that, so it really was less. So this is what it looks like. So cute, hung in the center of a wreath, but you could put this anywhere. So high-end looking, but for a fraction of the cost. Now I love these wreaths. They're berry wreaths, $30 or $39.50. We're gonna make ours for a heck of a lot cheaper using Dollar Tree berries and this willow wreath that's also from Dollar Tree. So we're just going to take those berries, cut them off the stem, and then individually glue them onto this willow wreath all the way around. My tip here is to make sure your berries are all kind of pointing the same way. Some of them have a bend in them, so you want to keep that natural curve and bend of the berries so they all make a circular direction once we get all the way back to the beginning. All right, so here it is, completely finished. So pretty, right? But we're going to add one more element in those fairy lights that I love so much. We are going to use the ones from Amazon because it's a little bitty battery pack that we can kind of tuck into the back of the wreath and then twist those fairy lights into the berries and around the wreath. So we saved a bunch on this one. The original was, the cheapest one was $39.50 for the smaller one, which is about what we made here, but ours only cost $7.50. So to pair with that, we are going to make these berry cone-shaped trees. The smallest one is $99. We're actually going to make a set of 2 for far cheaper than that. Starting with a cone from Dollar Tree, we are going to take a piece of this red ribbon and cover up the top of the cone. We just want to make sure we cover the entire cone with the red so we don't see any of that white styrofoam poking through once we go to add the berries. So now take your berries and just pull the berry parts off. We don't need the stems or the leaves or anything. We're going to cut any excess plastic off of them. And then we're going to come in with our hands and kind of flatten them. So we need a flat spot where we can add some glue and then lay these flat onto the cone. So you kind of have to pry those berries apart, even pull some of them off so you can have that nice flat back to add your hot glue. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down, just continuing to repeat a process of pulling the berries apart, creating a flat spot, and then adding the hot glue and the berries to the hot glue. All right, so here's the first one finished. We need to recreate what this original one looks like with the black pots at the bottom. So I had some of these terracotta pots. We're going to take these outside and spray paint them with some matte black spray paint, which is going to look like the ones we're trying to recreate. All right, so back inside with our dried terracotta pots, all we have to do is hot glue our cone onto the top of this with the berries. I did not do the back sides of these because you're not really going to see them. They're going to sit on a shelf, so it's just the fronts of these that I covered. So the originals were $99 to $179 for the larger one. Ours for the set of 2 only cost $18 and I think look pretty good. I loved this beautiful nativity set, $149. We're going to make our own kind of miniature one using this wood-shaped house from Dollar Tree and also these wood planks that you can find in the crafter square. We're going to build out a nativity from this. So I'm going to cut the roof of the house off first so we have a nice triangle house shape to start with. We're going to use those wood planks to make the sides of the nativity and the roof. So we need to do a little bit of cutting. You don't need any special tools for this. Just a razor blade kind of ran over the wood a few times and then broke. Will actually work great. Just use some sandpaper to knock off any splinters that are created. And then we're just going to hot glue these all together to make 2 sides and a roof. This was another amazing thrift store find. Can you believe this bag of wood-shaped nativity pieces was only $3? I mean, somebody hand cut these, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have these. So you can also find a set similar to this at Hobby Lobby, a little bit more than $3, but still a really good deal. The Pottery Barn Nativity had white characters to it, or white pieces to it, so that's what I did with mine. I spray painted my wood pieces, and mine only cost $5.50 to make versus the one at Pottery Barn that was $149. I think a pretty good deal to make a cute little miniature nativity. So this was an Anthropologie's hack from a few years ago. Can you believe this nutcracker was $149? Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous, but we can make it cheaper. So I already had this kind of wood one from Hobby Lobby, and then the plain ones are also, well, the middle plain ones from Hobby Lobby, and the smallest one is from the Dollar Tree Plus section for $3. And we're just gonna make these into a beautiful bronzed set. And I just needed to do a little bit of work on the one that was already decorated. Took all those pieces out, cleaned it all really good, and we're going to do this really cool process of taking some lacquer spray paint. We're going to spray each piece individually while it's still dry. Then we're going to come in with some bronze spray paint, and it's going to give us a cool finish. So here it is, still wet, and I'm coming in with a metallic spray paint to finish it off. I will make sure to link the items that I used down in the description box below so you can get a similar finish with yours. You can use bronze spray paint. I'm pretty sure this is like a metallic gold spray paint, but I will hunt it down for sure, and I will link it down below for you. So while this is still wet, I'm just making sure to get inside the nutcrackers crevices. And then moving on to the next one, again, wet lacquer and then the metallic spray paint over it. So here it is, the Anthropologie's one brass nutcracker, $149. My set of 3 only cost $20. I mean, these look like $1 million though. These have been a great addition to our home's Christmas decor. Very high-end looking, very trendy, but of course, you get creative and make your nutcrackers your own. Now we're going to get creative with a Dollar Tree coffee mug and some of this air dry Model Magic clay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some white Model Magic clay. I'll link it down below for you. I love this stuff. It does not make a mess. It doesn't get all over the place. It doesn't stain anything. It's just kind of like rubbery foam. And we're going to take a few little pieces, roll them into a ball, roll them flat like a hot dog, and then flatten out the top and the bottom, and we've just made little miniature marshmallows. Yep, we're gonna make a cute little faux hot cocoa mug. So we're gonna make a bunch of these little miniature marshmallows and let them sit and dry. They take about maybe 30 minutes to an hour to dry all the way, so not too long. So now let's decorate up this mug. So I'm going to use this hot glue gun that I've put some brown craft glue sticks in. I'll link them down below for you. That is going to be the chocolate for our hot cocoa mug. So I'm just having some fun adding some drizzles of chocolate all the way down, down part of the side of the mug, but making sure go all the way around the rim of the mug and also covering the rim of the mug so you don't really see the mug and the red. And before it dries, you want to take a few of those little mini marshmallows that we made and stick them into the glue so it holds it on there. Cute, cute, cute. Now we have a faux hot cocoa mug we can use in our kitchens or with our hot cocoa displays. And here's another cute idea using that same air dry clay. We're going to take some and kind of flatten it out, take a cookie cutter, cut a gingerbread shape. out. And then we're also going to take a knife and cut kind of a rectangle shape up the bottom. Let this sit and dry, and then we're going to use this for a little mug sitter. So it looks like we have a fancy marshmallow hanging off the side of our coffee mug. So I did this with a Christmas tree just to show you another variation, but look at that. Is it not so cute? It is so fun to do, easy to do, and mess free. Keeping with the hot cocoa theme, you can find these cute little mugs that are wood cutouts at Dollar Tree. We are going to decorate these up so they look cute for Christmas. Starting with a red paint, we are going to paint the bottoms of the mug, and then we'll get into more detail after that. Now this is kind of crazy, but we're going to use some caulk from the hardware department at Dollar Tree for the frosting or the whipped cream at the top of our mugs. You got to swirl it on there and tap it so it has some dimension and it looks like fluffy whipped cream once it dries. Next is time to add our detail to the front of these mugs. You can leave them plain if you want, but I love these chalk markers. I'm just going to go around the outside edge of the coffee mug and then add a simple little snowflake shape in the middle. And now you can use these for ornaments. I love these cute little curly wire ornaments. They just make your, or they're ornament hangers, I'm sorry. They just make your ornaments look so much more fancy. And when you put so much work into your handmade ornaments, why not, you know, give them a nice hanger to be displayed on. So I got these from Hobby Lobby. I'll look and see if I can find them on Amazon too and link them down below for you. But I'm pretty sure I've even seen them at Walmart. So this is so, so cute. Add them to your Christmas tree, or you can hang your mugs from some string and make your own garland. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll have more Christmas ideas popping up on your screen. Go ahead, pick your favorite, click on over, and I'll see you over there for more Christmas DIYs and ideas. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a creative day.